Chapter 1, verse 30. Nacha shaknomi avasthatum brahmativa cha me manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself. And my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon. So Arjuna has started expressing the reasons for his unwillingness to fight. So in verses 27 through 29, he expressed his concerns about a compassion on the basis of compassion and fear. And now he is talking about misfortune. So he's saying, I am only seeing causes of misfortune. Purport. Due to his impatience, Arjuna was unable to stay on the battlefield. And he was forgetting himself on account of this weakness of his mind. Excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such a bewildering condition of existence. Bhayam dvitiya biniveshadasyat. Such fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium takes place in persons who are too affected by material conditions. Arjuna envisioned only painful reverses in the battlefield. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe. The words nimittani viparitani are significant. When a man sees only frustration in his expectation, he thinks, why am I here? Everyone is interested in himself and his own welfare. No one is interested in the Supreme Self. Arjuna is showing ignorance of his real self-interest by Krishna's will. One's real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna. The conditioned soul forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Arjuna thought that his victory in the battle would only be a cause of lamentation for him. So translation says, I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I only see causes of misfortune. So impatience. So the first point Srila Prabhupada is making, the purport is about impatience. And Krishna talks about this in the second chapter, Matra Sparshastra Kaunteya Sitoshna Sukadukada Agama Paino Nityastam Stitikshasva Bharata. So patience, tolerance is the first quality that is required for us to progress on this spiritual path. And Arjuna was unable to stay on the battlefield because when we become impatient, then basically we are not ready to tolerate things. We want quick solutions, and if you are in a difficult situation, we want to get out of it at the earliest. Be it with respect to health, be it with respect to relations, etc. And when we become impatient, we might also end up doing the wrong things. So it is important for one to be patient, even when one starts spiritual life. Material problems are going to continue, but a devotee who is firmly fixed in devotional service will be patient, seeing everything as Lord's mercy and not overreacting to situations. So here Arjuna became so impatient that he could not even stay on the battlefield. And he says he was forgetting himself. So much of bewilderment. And of course, we know that Arjuna is a pure devotee, but he is demonstrating what one experiences when one becomes excessively attached to material things. And also he forgot himself on account of his weakness of mind. Hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. That also Krishna talks about in the second chapter. So all the feelings that Arjuna was experiencing, Krishna addresses them. And here Srila Prabhupada is making us understand what the state of mind was of Arjuna and how Krishna's answers were so relevant and applicable to Arjuna. All right. So weakness of mind. So we are just not strong-minded with respect to our progress in bhakti, right? Or people who are not in bhakti, they don't want to come to bhakti because they are weak in mind, because they are naturally attracted to sense gratification. And even if they come to know that it is not right, they are not strong enough to actually be willing to give it up. Even for practicing devotees, there will be so many anarthas which will be lingering and affecting our bhakti. We should be strong-minded. We will talk about this more in the second chapter. Excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such a bewildering condition of existence. So this is the most important thing here. excessive attachment. And so we are excessively attached to material things, be it our home, our family, wife, children, possessions, job, future, you name it, right? So we are excessively attached. And so when we are excessively attached to something, then we become bewildered. We become bewildered means our intelligence doesn't work. We will not be able to think clearly. And Srila Prabhupada is quoting this verse, Bhayam Dvitiya Viniveshatasyat. Actually, spirit uh, uh, is the first thing, and then after from spirit comes matter, right? From the Supreme Lord, then the material creation is comes out. So this matter is secondary, but here it says dvitiya, dvitiya. So matter is dvitiya, but when we become too attached to this dvitiya matter, then it results in bhayam, fearfulness, right? So fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium, because we are too attached. So we are seeing this, with people's, affected by corona, etc. Because that the fear of the matter means this body, losing this body or material possessions, etc. People are becoming fearful, and with fearful there is loss of mental equilibrium, there is bewilderment, so they end up taking wrong decisions, doing the wrong things, etc. So here also Arjuna, he was so bewildered by his excessive attachment to his relationship, uh, to his guru relations, etc., that he was bewildered enough to give up his duty, which was to fight, and that was even in the presence of Krishna. Of course, here Prabhupada clarifies, saying that it was by Krishna's will that he showed ignorance, because he is an eternal associate of the Lord. But he's also, Arjuna is also demonstrating, when somebody becomes so attached to material things, even if the Lord is present in front of us, we will end up being bewildered. So we have to we have to understand that, this material things this is foreign to us. We are spiritual. We are in a foreign land. Everything here is foreign. So it is very natural that because we don't belong to this place. It's like in a foreign land. We are anxious about things, but we should understand, saying that these material things cannot do anything to us, because we are spiritual. We are eternal. We don't belong here. And so we have to just tolerate. So whatever comes because of, in ignorance in the past lives, we might have done something. So when problems come, difficulties come, we have to just simply tolerate and not get too sucked into it. When we get too sucked into a thing, then, we lose the sense of sanity, or, we become bewildered, and we develop fear. So too affected by material conditions. Arjuna envisioned only painful reverses. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe. So here Arjuna is envisioning. So it's not like it's there. It's just, we keep doing this. We discussed this in the discussion on mental plane. We keep thinking on the mental plane, and maybe 100 and thousands of thoughts are coming, but not even one of those thoughts might actually be true or might happen in the future. So we are just speculating, using so-called intelligence, and saying this could be possible, that could be possible, and all of these are not favorable. So Arjuna is thinking, even gaining victory over the foe would not be happy. He would not be happy. So nimittani viparitani, everything is opposite of what I'm expecting. Unfortunately, people don't understand how this material world works, and they have expectations. And when things don't turn out the way they want it, and then people become frustrated. So Prabhupada is saying here, when one becomes frustrated, he thinks, why am I here? What am I? Of course, I mean, this frustration has to lead to Brahma Jignasa and saying, why is this suffering coming? How is this creation? How am I in control? Now, these kind of things, or who is in control? These kind of questions should actually come up when we face these situations. So actually, even unfavorable circumstances, situations are favorable if we can use them to uh, get closer to Krishna. And then Prabhupada is saying everyone is interested in himself. It is before coming to Krishna consciousness, we are in the center, I. and then little place. So there's a circle. I envision a circle, and then there's me standing in the middle, and then maybe there is wife. Maybe I'll give her place. Children, yeah, little in the periphery, society, but everybody is there, right? And then Krishna consciousness, pure Krishna consciousness means Krishna is in the center. We are in the periphery. Of course, when we are on the path of progressing towards pure devotional service, sometimes we'll tell Krishna, Krishna, okay, now you can be in the center. Some other time we'll say, no, no, Krishna, I'm in the center. Because we are still, say, interested in our own self. But Prabhupada is saying here, Nate Swartha Gatim hi Vishnu. Swartha Gati hi Vishnu's real self-interest is Vishnu, not Krishna. And one who forgets this, the conditioned soul forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Why? When we forget it, then we think that we are here for sense gratification. We engage in activities for sense gratification without knowing where right or wrong, and we end up doing vikarma that results in papa, which results in suffering. Right? So this whole program here in this material world is just to revive our memory. We have forgotten that we are servants of Krishna. So when we are here, we should understand these material things are just temporary. Actually, everything in this material world is designed to wake our remembrance of the Lord. And so, in that way, we should accept everything. And this verse and this, this bhayam dvitiya abhinavesha tasyat is very critical. We should not misunderstand ourselves. We should not think that we are this body and then get so engrossed in material things that we become fearful about things around us. Hare Krishna.